And here we go. It is the nightcap for what is this? Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. See, I'm still not sure what day it is. I'm still recovering from camp. I'm not sure what day it is. That's why I don't do the day every day, Aaron, because most of the time I'm not sure. Tuesday, August. Journal.com, brought to you as always by our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Get down to Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up. It won't be controversial there, I promise. Tell them to pump it up, save 15%, and make sure you have added to your memory that they are now closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, open Wednesday through Sunday at Galactic Fried Chicken. Are you awake today?
Also, remember to hit subscribe on this channel if you haven't already.
Like and subscribe. Those are important things for us. If you're new here, if you're checking us out for the first time, or if you've been here for a while and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It would greatly benefit us in the long run.
Yeah, I'm more awake today.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
You were a little sleepy last night.
Man.
And then I texted you like 3 minutes after the show and you were out already. You texted me back this morning like, dude, I wasn't kidding. I'm terrible at sleep. So like when I lay down, I've still got a half hour to go, no matter what.
Oh, I fascinate people at how fast I fall asleep.
It was 3 minutes. I did 3 to 5 minutes last night. You were out.
Done. Toast. The end.
All right, so we got a couple things today. The board has been buzzing today, and
relentless.
It is one of the things that we do here. Is we'll bring some conversations from the board and have them here in this space between the two of us. There's two primary ones today. You want to start basketball or football?
We've talked so much football lately. Let's round out with football. Let's start with hoops.
Okay. John Cunningham, Cincinnati Athletic Director, announced this morning that they would not be reseating Fifth Third Arena heading into the Big 12 for at least 2 seasons, the first 2 seasons of the Big 12. That is music to the ears of many of the people that occupy those seats. It had been an ongoing conversation forever. Whenever we had John Cunningham or we had Anthony DeFino on to chat, that was one of the main things everybody wanted to ask them about. I think this is important because I think it is a message to the fan base that we will listen. This is something that the fan base was not collectively ready for. It was not an idea that was embraced. And it says a lot about leadership when you're not afraid to change course, or you're not afraid to say, okay, we thought this was the best idea. We researched it. We listened. And we're going to put that idea on hold for the time being because it's maybe not the right time for us to do this. They also announced there would be a ticketing price increase, which is absolutely necessary across the board at both venues.
Well, everything right now is priced higher than it was last year. Like everything.
Yeah. Well, and not just that, but when you're going into the Big 12, you can't hold yourself back. You can't hold yourself back by having your pricing reflect playing in the American Athletic Conference per se. You have to now start ramping up for your pricing to be playing in a Power 5 conference against other Power 5 programs that are pricing a higher price point.
Would you expect a price jump again the following season as you get to where you want to be? Or is it just one and done?
I think that depends a little bit. One, like if we are, and I'm not going to get political on this, but if we are in a recession per se, I don't know that you price hike 2 years in a row.
Okay.
But it's something again that's on the table every year. Also, depending on the success of your program.
Sure.
Because if Wes Miller wins a bunch this year and they're a 7 seed in the NCAA tournament, and the program, and they land Isaiah Collier per se, and the program is on an upward trajectory, then it is much more tolerable to see a price increase, right? People are a lot more willing to pay that price increase if the product warrants it. So I think that's where we're at with that. But I also think, Aaron, I think it would have been really difficult to have people swallow not only a price increase, but also a reseat at the same time. I think that's a lot to ask from your basically the lower bowl, the diehard fans that have been there for years and years. It's difficult.
I put out into the Twitter sphere today that I thought there should be a reseating, and people kind of got caught up in the fact, like, you're not a season ticket holder. Well, I was for like 5 years up until this year when I moved 2.5 hours away and had a baby.
Right.
Goodness.
You were a season ticket holder last year while you had a press pass.
Correct.
You could have easily dropped your seats. What did you
100%.
do instead? You found people to use them.
I wanted to be a fan.
Right. And you had games where you just were a fan. Dave does the same thing. Like
I mean for basketball though, I was a season ticket holder for 5 years.
Yeah.
Not this year. For football, we got more tickets. We have 4 tickets now instead of 2. Like, and that's a whole different story. Whatever. In any case, I think there should have been.
You're allowed to speak on this because you are
Well,
the only reason you're not a basketball season ticket holder, like you just said, is because you moved 2.5 hours away and had a baby.
And that doesn't make sense when you're trying to go to 17 games. That simply does not make sense. In any case, I had the opinion that I had was there should be a reseating, maybe not for football so much as for basketball. And the reason I say
it was only for basketball,
right?
Really.
And the reason I say that for basketball is the players and coaching staff want the alumni and friends and family to all be behind the bench and not in the makeshift way that they did that this past season with the alumni. Because let's be real, it was a bit makeshift. That all said, that's why I believe that there should be a reseating. And people were very upset. Well, the donors would fight tooth and nail and would not give up those seats they've had for, let's be completely honest, they've only had those seats there for 2 or 3 years since the last reseating. What is it, 3 years ago?
Right. When the arena was redone.
So it's not that big a deal. It's not these time-honored tradition seats they've had forever and ever. Amen. That also said, like, it's amazing to me that people are caught up in, well, that's the way it's always been and that's the way it should continue to be. No, that's not what the players and staff want. This is a different time. We have just players are different now.
Well, and there's also the matter of, and I don't think this has really been talked about in this setting yet, but you're going to need more tickets for Big 12 opponents. Like they are going to buy more tickets. Like if
Tofino said that on the BCJ pod, and he said the same thing about wanting to move the friends and family to where they're sitting behind the bench as opposed to donors sitting behind the bench. I think that the players who are out there putting their bodies on the line for the team should be entitled to what their needs and wants are, above all, even above the donors. And I know that's not going to rub some people well, but I firmly believe that. I believe that. I'm not saying anybody else believes that, but that's what I believe. People didn't like that.
Yeah. Well, it's again, and we got into this a lot with topic 2 as well. Entertain me. Like I don't care about anything. Entertain me. The players don't matter. Nothing matters but me maximizing every second of my entertainment. I get that. I do understand. You paid for your tickets. You've donated to UCATS. You've earned your priority points. You've put yourself in a position to have good seats. But there has to be a middle ground of.
If you move the friends and family from the middle of the arena to behind the bench, you're freeing up the middle of the arena. So there would be, in turn, still good seats available.
They didn't put the friends and family in the best spots.
That's
either.
That's a whole different story. But
there were many of them that sat right in front of me,
trying to fix the mistakes.
Right. But now there's not going to be a reseat. I think for right now it was the right call. If you are, let's be like, and this was mentioned on the board, and I agree with it. If you are raising prices, guess what? There's going to be a natural reseating process that happens due to
Pricing people
prices
out.
raising. Yeah. And some people are going to say, okay, you raise my seats 18%. I'd rather go into the bottom of the upper deck and sit there for the same price that I was sitting in the lower deck. Or I'm just going to watch from home now. Like, you don't want that to happen. You'd like to keep everybody that's a season ticket holder in the arena. But I think there will be a natural reseating that you'll see with a price increase. So
I don't know. Like I said, for me, it's the biggest thing for me is getting the friends and family and alumni sitting behind the bench where they should be, where most teams have their friends and family and alumni, because it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it would have made more sense to do that when they
3 years ago,
redid
4
the
years
arena.
ago, whatever it was,
Yeah.
right?
And when they said these 2 rows or whatever it is, these are for us. These are in-house, instead of we're going to put you up here on the side next to the student section
In the corner, right?
In the corner, yeah.
Above where they are running out of the tunnel.
Yeah. Other thing, created a little bit of a stir last night on the BBP when Brady Collins mentioned that he is an advocate for switching up the kickoff song.
Mm-hmm.
That got people very worked up today. Let's see. We are at
almost 8,000 clicks.
Yeah, and almost 100 replies.
Right.
To pump it up, potentially not being the kickoff song.
Yep.
I guess here's my thing, Aaron. Is the kickoff song like a tried and true tradition anywhere?
I don't know.
Well, what everybody talks about, like Enter Sandman and Jump Around.
Those are entrance songs.
Or like fourth quarter songs. Like,
sure.
They are staples. That if you want to make Pump It Up a staple and see if it has that kind of like
staying power,
mm-hmm. Do that. For the kickoff, here's the thing. Here's my, like, as we were discussing this back and forth today. You know what's not going to have staying power? Something that happens 5 to 7 times a game.
Narco.
Well, but I mean, in terms of like, I'm in favor of changing that every year. Like, every group gets to pick what they want their kickoff song to be.
And to a lot of people's points, I agree that this song is hip and trendy right now, and that's exactly what I don't want either. And I'm with those people who are, but it's what the players want. So in that sense, I'm okay with it. And again, it's a kickoff song, man. Like, we're hearing it over and over and over. So long as we're scoring, we're hearing it over and over and over. So it's going to be okay. I did agree with another point where it was that this song is not as easy to get the crowd involved in. 100% agree with that. Yeah. It's not.
There's no crowd interaction. Really.
Not the same as Pump It Up, where you got people jumping to the beat and people are singing along. You can't sing along with horns unless the student section creates a chant somehow.
I mean, they sing along with Seven Nation Army, which is just a guitar.
I don't know what you're going to do with shrill horns. But we'll see.
I don't either. I just think, look, if you're really that now, like you want that to become a Cincinnati tradition, perfect. Play it when they run out of the tunnel. Play it when you're going to the fourth quarter. Give it a space where people can look forward to it. Mm-hmm. Like, why do you think people love Enter Sandman? Why do you think people love Jump Around? Why do you think the new thing, like in Florida, where they sing "I Won't Back Down" at the start of the fourth quarter? Which is, oh, shut up! You shut your face. You don't disrespect Tom Petty on these airways.
Tom Petty's fine. I like the song. I don't like it in a football setting. It doesn't make sense.
Well, he was from Gainesville. Like, he's one of them.
Not anymore.
Here comes Angry Aaron.
Not anymore. He's no longer with us.
Well, yeah, it was to honor, to a tribute to a fallen son.
That's fine. Not my school anyway.
So angry.
I'm not angry. I'm not even angry tonight.
It's bubbling. I can see it. It's bubbling.
We'll see what happens on PTP.
Yeah, I can already see it. You're because everybody has been like, "Is Aaron okay?" You're holding it in. You're stifling the anger. You're going to be like Anakin Skywalker at some point.
Oh my God!
You're just going to come in here in the Darth Vader helmet.
Get out of here!
Oh,
Stick to sports, Chad.
But yeah, I nobody has said like the song is going away. All anybody has said is maybe we do something different for kickoffs because the team wants that. Like,
If it means we get rid of Shout, sign me up. Just say
we workshopped it last night. If
We
they,
did?
they want to listen, they can go back and listen.
we sure did.
We told them exactly, can
And
I
the
have
boards-
everyone's attention, please?
The boards seem to even
pump it up. You pump it up.
the boards even seem to resonate what we said last night. So
Yeah.
I think everyone's ready to retire Shout. We'll just let it.
Nobody likes Shout.
Nobody.
There's nobody that like this. Like,
Chad,
you know what? Keep it.
Shout was a song that our parents listened to.
Right.
Like that's several generations ago.
And because it was in a movie that's old as well, it's everybody wants to hang on to it. Shout is stupid. Get rid of Shout. Put Pump It Up in there. Let people get pumped up. Let the fans love it going into the fourth quarter. But like I just as a kickoff song, I'm over it.
You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Cool.
All right, that wraps it up. Aaron will be later on a PTP tonight, so go check that out. And I might sit in the lobby and just watch. I think I'm gonna chill tonight.
You always say that.
I know. This is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!